Good afternoon from the second age of reason. We're here to talk about the up-and-coming presidential debates. They're going to be Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. Now, I would like to see other third-party candidates involved, but apparently the debating commission is who the debating commission is, and they will limit it to only the ones of the brand names that they want you to see. So, I thought I would put together a list of questions, and so I'm going to have 21 questions. Some of them have a little bit of follow-up to them, but let's ask questions that may have some meanings that mean things to us. So, let's see how many of these questions actually end up in the debate. They're not necessarily in any particular order of important to not important, but here the questions are. Question number 1. When are you going to decriminalize cannabis? Question number 2. When are products containing GMO, genetically modified organisms, going to be properly labeled so we can all choose what we want to buy or not? Question number 3. When are you going to get the Citizens United overturned so that, very simply, corporations are not people and money is not free speech? You have to get that straight out. When? Question number 4. When will the Patriot Act be repealed and we get our constitutional rights back as it's meant to be? And you may say, as a corollary, when are they going to disband the TSA? Because their contribution to the whole security thing is questionable. Question number 5. When will we normalize relations with Cuba? I mean, China is communist, and they are not necessarily the greatest human rights record, and maybe neither is Cuba, but Cuba's right nearby. So when? When will we get? Question number 6. When will we get single-payer health care? Obamacare is not single-payer. Question 7. When are you going to rescind the onerous funding burden and requirements on the United States Postal Service? You know, where you have to do the funding of the pension 70 years into the future or something ridiculous like that. Question number 8. When are you going to restore the funds to the patent office that Congress stole? Because it's preventing them from getting upgrades and keeping up with the... Question number 9. When are you going to put a Tobin tax on all Wall Street transactions? You know, like stock purchases and derivatives and all that stuff. Like a 1% sales tax. And also maybe a tax on corporate buyout. So when Corporation A buys and takes over Corporation B, there's a sales tax. And it should go, you know, maybe to help pay the national debt. Question number 10. What are you going to do about the student loan crisis we have in America? $1 trillion or more. Question number 11. What are you going to do about fraud in Wall Street and the real estate robosigning crisis? Why is it that small fry are prosecuted left and right, but anyone who's made like $1 billion of fraud or more seems to walk away scot-free with a small fine? Question number 12. Why do you set up little free speech zone areas or playpens during the political conventions? Question number 13. If you are so much against President Assad in Syria, then why are you not against the dictator of Bahrain, who is similarly abusing his citizens? Question number 14. Why aren't there any other parties in this debate? Question number 15. Are you for or against the Occupy movement, and why? Please explain yourself. A follow-up question would be to President Obama if he had anything to do with the closing of the Occupy encampment, if he gave any orders or approval for that. Question number 16. Do you believe that whistleblowers should report war crimes? And as a corollary, do you believe that it is just okay to follow orders, even illegal ones? Question number 17. Do you believe WikiLeaks is a publisher or a news source? And why? Question number 18. Do you believe election donations can come from outside the geographical area pertinent to a given elected office? Why? What that means is I don't think presidential donations should come from outside of the USA. I don't think governor donations should come outside of the state that they are governor in. And I don't think personal or corporate donations should come outside of the city that a corporation has their headquarters in. But that's just my opinion. Question number 19. What is your opinion on gay or same-sex marriage, and why? Question number 20. How would you solve the Israel-Palestine conflict, the problem? How would you resolve it? And how would it actually work out in practice? Question number 21, and this one is kind of one that I would be pushing. Why hasn't Glass-Steagall been reinstated yet? That's the one where they properly regulate the banks and investment houses, and it was abolished or repealed in 1998, 1999 under President Clinton, but it had a great deal of Republican support. As we could see, the repeal of that law has led to no small amount of corruption and global theft on a massive scale. So why haven't we put Glass-Steagall back? What's your excuse? So those are 21 questions. I just thought of those. It was easy and quick. People sometimes have trouble thinking of what questions to ask. They'll say, should we spend more on the defense budget? Tell me, it's not a defense budget anymore. They're not defending anything. It's a military budget. It's just a blank check that they want so that some people can enrich some other people's friends and play with toys and have a license to mete out death. Or questions like, when are we going to stop spending more than we take in? They're not. Not ever. Why don't we go to a gold standard? No, they're not going to ask that one. That one won't get up there. That would be too... They would say it's just too involved to go into any great detail at this point. What are you going to do to have more job creation. Well, presidents don't create jobs except for maybe cabinet appointees and some judges. But I don't see that they have any role in it. It's the job creators who have massively failed this country. And I would say that if it was my opinion, I would say you have to change the accounting rules so that labor is no longer overhead to be gotten rid of. Labor is an asset to be accumulated. And then I think you'll see a change in the way companies behave. Because right now, if labor is overhead, is an expense, it doesn't make any sense in accounting to have more of it unless you actually have a demand to use it. Oh, another question. When are you going to raise the minimum wage to be a living wage? They'll probably say, when are you going to raise the minimum wage? And they'll be yakking. Squirrel. When are you going to raise the minimum wage? And it'll just have like, oh, it's supposed to go up anyway in a couple of years. But when ask it precisely, when is the minimum wage going to be a living wage? Like, instead of $7 or $10 an hour, when's it going to be like $15 an hour? And when are you going to define full-time to be anything over 1 hour a week so that we can make those job creators also pay the benefits for the health insurance and vacation time and holidays and things? Because so many of the job creators keep your job at 37 or 39 hours a week and say, oh, you can't have any benefits because you're not full-time. We all know how that works. So anyway, questions for the debate. If you can think of more, please put them below. Add to it. Until later, we'll be seeing you.